welcome back everybody. So this week is going to be a super fun one. This is Stone in Love by Journey off of their super hit album Escape in 1981, I think. And right off the bat, so I was 12 when this came out, and listening to it on a Walkman. And this song really jumped out at me. Just a great piece of guitar masterpiece, even though I had no idea what a guitar was, never played at that point. But this song just really stood out. And yeah, so let's go through it. This is one that's a super tough one. Neil Schon is an absolute speed demon, and he is way beyond my speed demon capabilities, but I'm going to do my best. I think I've got all the spots where he's going with all these little parts here, and we're going to tackle them all. Okay, so if you like this kind of thing and you haven't done so already, jump down right now and click subscribe and ring the bell. The bell lets you know every time I drop new content, which I do every single week. All my videos have chapters in them, so you can jump right to the part of the lesson that you want to see and bypass what you don't. And if you're looking for other ways to support the channel, I appreciate that. There's thanks, which is like throwing a tip in the tip jar, a button right below. Or you can join my Patreon page, where you've got chord charts and tabs and other stuff for my Patreon members. All the links are in the description. Check it out. All right, so this is Neil Schon being super Neil. Anytime Neil gets to like solo in G, it just seems like he's... There's a lot of songs where he's doing that, and this is a great example. But just great rock tone on this song. Les Paul, I think it was pretty well documented. He had a late 70s Les Paul black, and he actually put a Floyd Rose on it. And so there's parts of this where he is actually using that bar a little bit. I don't have that. But yeah, Les Paul, throw it down on your treble pickup and freaking just turn everything up. I'm running into my Marshall 50 watt plexi reissue, and I've got a little bit of stuff that's pushing it at times here, so I'll leave all that stuff in the description below in terms of gear, but that's sort of the initial rhythm tone that I've got going on here. So all right, so let's get to it. So there's great rhythm chords first throughout here. So this is just G to D. Then to your C, that's a C add 2, I think. And then this little part. Sort of can't hear what that is. Let me clean this up. That's what I'm trying to hit as I'm dragging across the rest of it. So. One of that, right? Now there's two guitars that he's got, pan left and right, and they do slightly different things at times and different tones. I'm not going to be able to break down everything. I won't get it 100%, but I'll speak to a couple of those parts at times. All right, so that's what's happening in the intro and the verse. Those crazy nights. I do recall. Right, so then it goes. So that's just. So there's the part where there's a couple two guitars doing slightly different things. Anyway, you're just getting back from the C to the G. One guitar does this. And the other guitar does this. So I'll clean that up. One guitar does this. One does this. Then we get to our first solo. So before I get to those little solos, let me just cover off on the rest of the chords. So, that's the chord shapes for the verses and the chorus. Just going to keep going throughout those parts. The outro is the really interesting part where the chord dynamics change a little bit. And so for that, I'm going to roll off my volume. I'm going to clean it up a bit. So the chords that are happening there, it's a E flat, but I think you're just playing those last 4 strings, 4 through 1. To an F, so E flat, F, G, back to your E flat, B flat, F, down here, G. And whenever you hit those G, it's really just power chord G. So sometimes when I do that B flat, I will, instead of doing that, I will do that, where you have the third on top. The Jimi Hendrix way. Just keeps going throughout that outro solo. And that's all the chords, right? So G, D, C, C2, and then walk the C down. D, E flat, F, G, E flat, B flat, F, G. Those are all the chords. Okay, so let's jump to the lead part. So the leads come in starting in the second verse. So Neil overdubs little parts during the, the little spaces while spaces during the verse. Hey everybody, future me here. I'm editing my video and realized I left a part out. So this is actually the very first solo that happens here, right in between the first and the second verse. And it's a G major scale thing up here, and here's how it goes. Right, so slowly. And that's how you do that. So that is just your D-shaped G, right? Your major bend. You know that lick. Just hit it hard. Second one is just drag it down, and you sort of always want to go for the almost pinch harmonics on the leads here. So then the next one. So that's just hitting your, just a sloppy way of doing that. If you wanted to play it perfectly, it's da 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 da, but he doesn't do that. All right. Then it comes into our first sort of big ripping guitar lead here, and it's done over the main riff chords, right? So let me try and run through it here. but here's, it starts down here in your minor G pentatonic position. Love that last one. That's how he ends that one. Yeah, so the first part, here's where you really want to lay it on. You definitely get some great pinch harmonics going. So that's just straight G minor pentatonic. But, you know, which sounds cool enough, but you just put on all that dirt. All right. Then this little climb is you're sliding up here on. So you're just moving up the G major scale, and he just loves to sort of go back and forth, sort of 2 frets apart from each other. But that's where you're ending up. All right, this next part here. That's how that one goes. Super cool. Just major, that's sort of, think of it as a major pentatonic on the D, on that scale. Love that. Then you're going to slide up to, slide into your 12th fret E. So that's just working yourself into this G minor pentatonic position. Right? So we're just in all of these, we're just, here's position 1, we're sliding up into the middle, then we're sliding up into this position, then we're sliding up into this position, and then we're going to slide up to that position. That's how the sort of story arc of this solo is going to go, right? But let's get back to this part. All right, and then you're sliding up to your ripping G minor pentatonic. Let me see if I can do that slow. This will sound a little funky and weird, but let me do it slow. That was 99% correct, okay? And then that took us into a chorus. Now this is going to carry us into our outro section, and this is where the solo is just beautiful. And this you know, this line that he picks in here to play over those changes, it's just one of those that sounds so Journey, like, you know, it's the Journey sound to me. So we're playing over the E flat, F, G, E flat, B flat, F, G. So that's what's happening underneath. First thing he does is hit a harmonic. But he's got a bar. Then this line that he does is just beautiful. You can play it in a couple different places. Here's where I choose to play it. could also play it at. Which now that I think about it, when I hear this in my head, I don't think he does bend into that. I don't think he does bend into that note. So that probably is where he's doing it from. Okay, so we'll talk about the elaboration here, but so let's go with that spot. That's the sort of main line theme that he riffs off of. Just beautiful. So that's the first time. The second time. Okay, so you saw what that elaboration was. And it goes up a little bit. Now we're going to do a little bit of arena rock. So yeah, he's way faster than I am, and yeah, that was sloppy. But where he's doing it, this is where he's doing it. It's right in that G minor pentatonic space is what he's riffing in. The great part of Neil's playing on this is when he's hanging on those major and minor, and he just makes them bend right exactly to where they need to be to break up these speed runs. It's just so beautiful. Well, he doesn't do that. That's a cool little riff. So here's where you're going to start stretching your fingers, and here's where it starts getting into the place where it's really hard to play on a Les Paul, but he does it on a Les Paul. So I'm going to try and make that work. So that little climb, you're on your G. All right, then we're going to go almost all the way to the very top here on your G string. So I'm going to play it down here so you can hear the notes of where we're going. That's where we're going, but it's an octave up. That's a thing of beauty, your little G triad. Then we're back to the beginning. And we're all the way out. And if you listen to the fade out on it, he's got this part where it's a great harmonic where it's like a wow, 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 wow. It's almost like a Boston kind of sound on it, but super cool. All right, well, that's about the best that I'm going to be able to do it for you. But wanted to show that. I thought this is just such a great ripping song. I'm going to link to another guy who's got a great version of this with tabs as well, and he nails all the super speed parts. And big thanks to that YouTuber for all the work that he did there. All right, well, that was Stone in Love by Journey. I hope you learned something new today. I'm still working it. Hey, if you haven't done so already and you like this kind of thing, jump down and click subscribe and ring the bell. The bell lets you know when I drop new content, which I do every single week. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this one, and if there's another song you want me to take on and do another lesson like it. So until next week, take care, everybody.